Back at the company, Bao Rue, Yufei, and Tan Ying can't hold back their curiosity any longer. They ask Cheng Yao to the tea room to ask about her relationship with Qian Heng. Just as Cheng Yao is about to explain, Qian Heng appears behind her. Bao Rue is very curious, but the others feel too embarrassed to ask more questions. Qian Heng offers to buy them takeout for lunch as hush money. During lunch, Yufei keeps serving food to Tan Ying. Bao Rue points out why Yufei keeps serving Tan Ying. Qian Heng smiles and tells Bao Rue that it's because Yufei and Tan Ying are also in love. Cheng Yao quickly clarifies that she never revealed it. Qian Heng further explains that he started suspecting when he saw Yufei and Tan Ying leaving work together a few days ago while waiting for the elevator. During the team building, Tan Ying pretended to twist her ankle, which confirmed his suspicions. Bao Rue looks frustrated, realizing he's the last to figure it out. Cheng Yao then receives a call from her father, asking her to dress nicely and join him for dinner to save face. She can't go, so he asks Cheng Yao to attend instead. Cheng Yao arrives at the designated place and unexpectedly meets Qian Heng there. They chat for a while and discover they are dining in the same room. When they enter together, they find out that Qian Heng's father and Cheng Yao's father were old classmates with a strong bond. After some discussion, they realize that Cheng Yao and Qian Heng both work at Qian Heng and are in a relationship. Qian Heng's mother gives Cheng Yao the jade bracelet. Cheng Yao's mother also gives Qian Heng a gold bracelet. With this exchange, they have met each other's parents. Afterward, Qian Heng takes Cheng Yao to pay the bill and then brings her to his secret spot, a CD experience center. They listen to classical music together and enjoy the experience very much. In the evening, Wu Jun calls Qian Heng, saying that Cheng Shi's parents want to meet him and asks for Qian Heng's help. Wu Jun rushes to Qian Heng's apartment, which is where the two started their business. He keeps describing his excitement and nervousness. Suddenly, he sees Cheng Yao coming out of the room. With a look from Qian Heng, Wu Jun realizes that Qian Heng and Cheng Yao are in a relationship and have been hiding it from him. Wu Jun then goes to Cheng Shi and complains, feeling upset that Qian Heng has always been one step ahead of him. He recalls how, after they started their business together, Qian Heng became a well-known top lawyer while he worked silently behind the scenes. Now, Qian Heng has even met their mother-in-law before him. Liang Yiran officially joins Qian Heng as a partner. With her beautiful looks and top-notch business skills, she quickly gains a lot of favor, and Cheng Yao admires her greatly. Lawyers Weekly publishes a photo of Qian Heng and Liang Yiran together. Qian Heng worries that Cheng Yao might feel jealous. However, Cheng Yao reassures him that she isn't upset about Liang Yiran's presence. Instead, she is determined to work harder to match Liang Yiran's business capabilities. Wu Jun arranges for a meeting with Liang Yiran. Liang Yiran, having dressed up carefully, is disappointed to see only Wu Jun at the dining table. He originally invited Qian Heng to join them for dinner, but Qian Heng found an excuse to decline. Liang Yiran feels a bit let down. Wu Jun, aware of Liang Yiran's feelings, advises her not to pursue someone like Qian Heng. He explains that being with someone who doesn't understand emotions can be very hurtful. Liang Yiran responds that she understands the high demands of being a partner at Qian Heng and will focus on improving her professional capabilities instead. When she goes home alone, Liang Yiran still talks to herself about how she can get closer to Qian Heng. The next day at work, Liang Yiran discusses some cases with Qian Heng. He remains indifferent and says he trusts her handling of the matters. Later, Liang Yiran asks Cheng Yao to help print some documents and accidentally sees her WeChat messages. She notices a message from Bao Rue, saying that every time Qian Heng passes by the workstation, he can't help but look at Cheng Yao with a look of deep love. Liang Yiran feels unhappy, but can't say anything about it. While looking through Qian Heng's social media, Liang Yiran discovers the secret relationship between Qian Heng and Cheng Yao. She reveals it to a gossipy employee, and within a day, the entire company knows about their relationship. Cheng Yao goes to the tea room to pour water and overhears a group of people chatting intensely about the rumors. Liang Yiran pretends to criticize them for gossiping and extends an olive branch to Cheng Yao. She tells Cheng Yao that she is forming a new team and suggests that Cheng Yao consider joining to avoid further suspicion. Cheng Yao is perplexed by how quickly things are going wrong, and vents to Cheng Shi. Cheng Shi empathizes, recalling being dubbed boss lady by colleagues who doubted her abilities. She advises Cheng Yao to persevere and not give up on her work. Meanwhile, Qian Heng and Bao Rue are away on a business trip when Bao Rue hears office gossip. Concerned for Cheng Yao's well-being, Qian Heng hastily returns to Qian Heng and publicly announces his relationship with Cheng Yao, insisting there's no favoritism. Liang Yiran becomes visibly upset after witnessing the public display of affection between the couple and storms back to the office. Tan Ying notices Liang Yiran's expression and cautions Cheng Yao to stay vigilant. Later, Liang Yiran introduces Cheng Yao to the other team members but sidelines her during task assignments. Cheng Yao takes the initiative to ask for tasks, and Liang Yiran assigns her duties like gathering evidence, collecting information, and handling miscellaneous tasks. Cheng Yao plans to celebrate her 100-day anniversary with Qian Heng today and intends to buy him a necklace. However, Liang Yiran informs Cheng Yao that Qian Heng prefers luxury items and assigns her the task of translating an English contract. Cheng Yao spends the entire day struggling with computer translations only to discover later that there's already a Chinese version of the contract, which Liang Yiran forgot to mention. Feeling frustrated for wasting a day, Cheng Yao tries to leave early to celebrate with Qian Heng, who has booked a flight for that night. Aware of this, Liang Yiran deliberately piles more work on Cheng Yao, including organizing documents and attending a late-night meeting. Back at the apartment, Cheng Yao doesn't see Qian Heng's suitcase and assumes he has already left for his business trip. Lost in thought on the sofa, Cheng Yao is suddenly surprised when Qian Heng appears holding a small cake. Qian Heng reveals that he changed his ticket to stay with her, which deeply moves Cheng Yao. The next morning, Qian Heng wakes up early to catch his flight. When Cheng Yao wakes up, she finds a large pillow beside her with Qian Heng's photo on it. He has left a note, urging her to take care of herself. At the airport, before boarding his flight, Qian Heng remains concerned about Cheng Yao. He messages Tan Ying, asking her to look after Cheng Yao. Tan Ying replies that Yu Fei owes Qian Heng a favor, so she promises to do everything possible to protect Cheng Yao. Liang Yiran's assistant takes on a divorce case involving an elderly couple. Liang Yiran expresses her intention to reduce her involvement in such small and complex cases in the future. However, she suddenly remembers Cheng Yao and assigns her to handle it instead. Cheng Yao accepts the task and promptly visits the client's residence to gather evidence. The client resides in an old house where all items, even down to a 2 yuan feather duster bought by her family upon marriage, are to be converted into compensation. Cheng Yao, though reluctant, diligently records each item. The client proposes to have a meal together, but expects Cheng Yao to foot the bill, assuming the law firm will reimburse her. She orders multiple dishes, and also requests takeaway desserts. Cheng Yao can only sigh in resignation. Back at the law firm, Cheng Yao stays late to organize a highly detailed client property list. Despite Liang Yiran's persistent requests, his assistant confirms there are no errors. Cheng Yao is the final person to leave the office in the evening. Once Cheng Yao departs, Liang Yiran sneaks back into the office and retrieves an important IOU from Cheng Yao's desk drawer, intending to create problems for Cheng Yao during the next day's court session. The next day, just before court begins, Cheng Yao discovers the IOU is missing and frantically searches through all the documents. Tan Ying proposes checking CCTV footage, but with no time to spare before court starts, Cheng Yao rushes to the courtroom. Frustrated, the client directs her anger at Cheng Yao, demanding a written guarantee that if she loses the lawsuit due to the missing IOU, Cheng Yao will pay her 100,000 yuan. Cheng Yao complies and writes the certificate. After finishing a lawsuit with Gu Beiqing, Li Chengxian of Jincheng law firm notices Cheng Yao heading towards the courtroom and decides to follow her. When the client's husband denies borrowing money before marriage upon hearing about the lost IOU, Cheng Yao remains composed and presents transfer records and copies of the IOU. This evidence secures a win for Cheng Yao in the case. After leaving the courtroom, Li Chengxian gives Cheng Yao his business card and invites her to join his law firm. Back at the office, while chatting with Tan Ying, Cheng Yao and Tan Ying are startled by a client shouting loudly at the office door. Cheng Yao quickly intervenes to calm her down. The client throws a raw egg at Cheng Yao, demanding that she take responsibility for the lost IOU and waive her attorney fees. Liang Yiran intervenes and offers to compensate Ms. Wu herself, indirectly acknowledging Cheng Yao's lapse in duty. Tan Ying calls Wu Jun, who promptly arrives at the law firm. After learning the situation, Wu Jun instructs Liang Yiran to present a review at the next meeting. As a partner at Qian Heng, Wu Jun emphasizes that waiving attorney fees without precedent is not acceptable. He also advises Liang Yiran to prioritize professional duties over personal sentiments. Cheng Yao approaches Wu Jun, apologizes for the incident, and expresses her intention to resign. Wu Jun advises her to reconsider, noting that the incident hasn't caused any harm to Qian Heng. He suggests a solution that could offer Cheng Yao a favorable outcome, granting her paid leave to allow time for the situation to settle. If she remains dissatisfied, they can conduct a thorough investigation and provide her with an explanation. Ultimately, if Cheng Yao still insists on resigning, Qian Heng can offer her a letter of recommendation. Cheng Yao keeps her resignation from Qian Heng. The following day, Tan Ying expresses her discontent over Cheng Yao's resignation and throws Cheng Yao's resignation letter onto Wu Jun's desk in frustration. Wu Jun responds by stating that respecting Cheng Yao's decision is the most appropriate course of action. Cheng Yao prepares to leave the team's WeChat group. Tan Ying suggests that the WeChat group for work can be re-established, but their group will never be disbanded. Qian Heng, Bao Rue, and Yufei wrap up their work. While waiting for their flight, Yufei proposes buying lipstick as a gift for Tan Ying. Bao Rue agrees and they head off, leaving Qian Heng alone, calmly seated on the sofa. When Yufei and Bao Rue return to the room, they find Qian Heng, who has bought a bunch of items impulsively. Back at the company, Qian Heng notices Cheng Yao's desk is empty and senses something unusual. Liang Yiran had asked Qian Heng to purchase a limited edition lipstick for her, but he forgot. He calls Tan Ying to the office for information. Tan Ying, unable to explain clearly, pretends to be on a call with a client and informs Qian Heng about Cheng Yao's resignation. After much thought, she updates her resume and plans to start job hunting again. Qian Heng prepares dinner, and during the meal, Cheng Yao reveals her decision. When asked why she's leaving her job, Cheng Yao admits she's feeling perplexed. Despite putting all the evidence together, she lost the IOU. Back in his room, Qian Heng stays up all night, reviewing the company's surveillance footage to clear Cheng Yao's name. He arranges to meet Wu Jun at the boxing gym. When Wu Jun arrives and sees Qian Heng's intense demeanor, he quickly tries to explain the situation. Despite Wu Jun's explanations, Qian Heng remains convinced that the matter wasn't handled properly. In frustration, Qian Heng challenges Wu Jun to a competition to settle the matter. The next day, Qian Heng breaks into Liang Yiran's office and requests her to review the lawyer's handbook. Liang Yiran dismisses Qian Heng's concerns as overreacting. Given their long-standing acquaintance, she feels there's no need for pretense. Qian Heng cuts to the chase and directly accuses Liang Yiran of stealing Cheng Yao's evidence. Liang Yiran denies it initially and tries to take the blame for Cheng Yao. However, when Qian Heng presents the surveillance video as evidence, Liang Yiran can no longer deny her actions. Qian Heng insists that Liang Yiran publicly apologize at the plenary meeting, but Liang Yiran refuses, fearing it would damage her reputation. When Qian Heng suggests involving the police, Liang Yiran becomes furious and asks Qian Heng how she is inferior to Cheng Yao. She argues that calling the police would ruin her career entirely. Wu Jun rushes to the office just in time to intervene, and Qian Heng decides not to call the police.